Picture this. You wake up feeling refreshed, ready to tackle the day. But then you check your sleep tracker and it says you had terrible sleep. Suddenly you feel exhausted. Sound familiar? Well, you're about to get a serious dose of bean scent knowledge as to why that little device on your wrist might be lying to you and how it could actually be making your sleep worse. Hey everyone, before we dive in, drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever felt great until your sleep tracker told you otherwise? I bet I'm not the only one who's been gaslighted by a gadget. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Those colorful sleep graphs are more like caricatures than medical reports. Your fancy fitness tracker is basically a glorified motion detector. It's amazing at knowing when you're rolling around in bed like you're in a wrestling match, but it has no clue whether you're actually in deep restorative sleep or just lying perfectly still, staring at the ceiling, regretting that evening cup of coffee. Consumer sleep trackers can't do any of that brain tracking stuff. Instead, they infer sleep stages by combining motion with heart rate data, sometimes with a splash of pulse oximetry. It's trying to reconstruct an entire Marvel movie by listening through a wall. You might catch some names, maybe some action scenes, but you're missing half the plot. The numbers don't lie about this deception. Studies show trackers can overestimate your sleep by up to an hour and constantly mislabel light sleep as deep sleep. If you've ever woken up groggy while your device congratulated you for a 90% sleep score, that's not you being dramatic. That's your machine faking optimism. Yet it's not just the inaccuracy that's interesting, it's the illusion of authority. Human beings love numbers. If your Fitbit says you got 6 hours and 42 minutes of sleep, you'll believe it with the same weight as if a doctor in a white coat announced it. But here's where it gets really twisted. Devices designed to help you sleep better can actually make your sleep worse. There's even a clinical term for this, orthosomnia. It's when you develop a sleep disorder from worrying about, drumroll, your sleep data. Think about it. You're lying in bed, half asleep, but your brain whispers,
What if my tracker says I only got 5 hours?
What if my REM score tanks?
Suddenly you're wide awake, creating the exact problem you were trying to avoid. One study in 2017 in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that people relying on trackers often reported feeling more tired than they actually were. One participant's device insisted they only slept 3 hours, when lab data showed a solid 7. Imagine the mental spiral. You feel fine in the morning, but your device gaslights you into believing you're a zombie. This is psychology with a cruel sense of humor. We're incredibly suggestible to feedback loops. See a bad sleep score, and your brain primes itself for tiredness. Just like reading a bad performance review makes you suddenly doubt your abilities. You're literally outsourcing your mood to a vibrating bracelet. Now, I'm curious, have you ever changed your entire day's energy based on what your tracker told you? Let me know in the comments because I have a feeling this is way more common than we think. So should you throw your tracker away? Not necessarily. The trick is knowing what they can actually do well, and where they're just pretending to be experts. Now, trackers excel at consistency. They're great at logging when you fall asleep and wake up, usually within 10 to 15 minutes. And honestly, that matters more than those fancy REM charts. One of the strongest predictors of healthy sleep isn't how much deep sleep you get, it's how regular your schedule is. If your device nudges you to stop binge watching at 2 a.m. and get to bed on time, that's already a massive win. They're also reliable at spotting movement-based disruptions, tossing, turning, midnight kitchen raids. The accelerometer catches it all. This can help identify things like restless leg syndrome or sleep apnea symptoms that you might otherwise miss. But those sleep stage breakdowns, those colorful charts showing your REM and deep sleep, they're educated guesses at best. Without electrodes on your scalp, a wristband can't directly measure brain activity, which is the only way to truly distinguish sleep stages. The better approach is treating trackers as trend detectors, not truth machines. If over weeks you notice your sleep getting shorter or more disrupted, that's worth investigating. But single night scores? That's just noise. So here's what I want to know. What's one sleep habit you've actually improved because of your tracker? Share your wins in the comments. Let's celebrate the positive stuff too. At the end of the day, the lessons from sleep trackers isn't about technology. It's about humility. We desperately want to quantify and control every aspect of our lives, even unconsciousness. But honestly, it's beautifully ironic that the healthiest sleepers aren't the ones with perfect scores. They're the ones who have made peace with letting go. The less you fixate on sleep, the better it becomes. If a gadget helps you build better routines, sure, embrace it. If it makes you anxious, just take it off. Your body already knows how to rest. Trust it more than a glowing number. And before you go, drop a comment with your biggest sleep struggle, whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, or just feeling rested. Let's create a community where we support each other's journey to better rest, gadgets or no gadgets. And if this video helped you see sleep trackers in a new light, join our curious community. There's so much more bean scent knowledge coming your way. Sweet dreams later tonight, everyone.